Hey ladies, the topic of discussion today is how to keep a man interested in a relationship. Whether you're in a new relationship or you have been together for years, these simple yet effective tips can help keep the spark alive. So let's get started. Number 1. Don't be too available. Most cases in dating today, women tend to sabotage plans and many things going on in their lives just to make it comfortable for a man. And that leads to a man feeling he has complete hold on the woman, and I know you're thinking, how is that a bad thing? Well, it kills the spark men love to chase and want what they can't have when you're too accessible and do things like canceling plans for him. He gets a sense of he no longer needs to chase you, since you're already wrapped around his fingertips. So how can you prevent this? First, don't be the last minute girl. What do I mean by this? You know when a man calls you suddenly without having made plans with you and suggests a last-minute date, and you decide to stop everything you're doing just to go hang out with him. That's a last-minute girl. Now in this instance, the right thing you would do is turn him down, and I mean in the most politest way. Like, hey, would love to hang out, but I can't make it because I already have plans. Would appreciate if you tell me prior to the date, and not last minute. Or in this instance, you can tell him a day of the week where you will be free. So it's not you bending backwards for him, and trust me, this will raise your value and he will chase you. Have respect for your time and know he has to make an effort to see you. Make reservations and not just hit you up with last-minute plans like, you don't have anything you would be doing even if you don't. Don't make it easy for him. Men like it hard. And this will help you eliminate the low-effort men who are just on a short-term ride. Number 2. Don't have sex early. I know some people will disapprove when it comes to this, but most men early on in the relationship want sex. And if you end up taking the bait early on in the relationship and sleep with him, he will run, and you might wonder, why did he run? It's because he immediately thinks the woman's behavior doesn't suggest she places high value on herself. The relationship just began, and the bond is not deep, yet she has already given him her best card. The mere fact that she is willing to overcompensate someone she barely knows insinuates to things in a man's mind. He will either think she is desperate, or he'll assume she is quick to sleep with all men right away, or both. It doesn't cross his mind that she was trying to please him. When a man begins to lose respect for a woman because she is willing to give it up so easily, he will also lose the urge to stay close. And men are obsessed with the things they can't have. They love to work hard towards someone they want. If you make it hard for him and don't sleep with him immediately, he will immediately see you as a prize. Because he knows to get you wasn't easy, and he views you as a high-value woman. And don't forget, women have the power. You can decide when you can initiate sex into the relationship. And when you take her time, it gives both parties time to know each other and to fall in love without the intimacy involved, so that when it actually happens, he's already invested and hooked. Taking her time can also help you know if you should really sleep with him or not, rather than rushing into intimacy without actually knowing your partner well. Number 3. Have your own hobbies and likes. Most people in relationships tend to lose themselves and start to become their partner. And what I mean by this is that they abandon their old day-to-day hobbies and start to lean into the man's character, which sabotages the relationship. In a way that men love women that have their own interests, careers, and passions. He doesn't want to date himself. He fell and was head over heels for you in the beginning because of the person you were. And when you start to lose yourself, he loses the spark he had for you in the beginning. All you have to do is have the same mindset and don't mirror him and his behaviors. Let him have his hobbies, likes, and passions, and have yours too. You don't have to bend backwards for him or abandon your career or likes just to make him like you more. That's why I stand on people being themselves when in relationships. Some people tend to change their personality and ways in order to attract a certain type of man. But what they don't know is the cracks eventually show in the long run, and you can't put on an act forever. So it's just as easy as being yourself. If you have a book club that you hold with your friends every evening, don't stop it just because your partner asks you to watch a match with him, when actually you are not interested. Set boundaries and have your own time for other things that don't concern or revolve around him. He may act like he wants you to adopt his likes and hobbies, but don't buy into it and stay on your path. Predictable becomes boring to a man because the more predictable you are, the less he's intrigued. So make sure you remember the person you were when he met you, and you will keep him obsessed. Number 4, be independent. In any relationship, a man should view you as an asset and not a liability. And if you become completely dependent on a man, he sees you as a responsibility. At this point, some men start to feel like they can literally get away with anything or be disrespectful. And you will take it since they feel like you're living at their mercy. And even if he doesn't do any of this, he will get bored and feel like you're a nagging responsibility instead of viewing you as an equal, which kills the spark in relationships. And I'm not saying you should stop a man from providing for you. There's nothing wrong with that, as long as this man knows you can hold your own. He should feel like even if he was to leave tomorrow, you would be able to take care of yourself without his help. For instance, it can be something as simple as getting groceries without asking him for money, or treating yourself to something nice on your own expense. And high-value men tend to treat women according to how they treat themselves, so if you treat yourself nice, it will prompt him to do the same. He will know you don't expect anything less from your partner, and let's be honest, having your own money comes with dignity, and allows to have options to choose how you want to be treated. When you have your own foundation set, a man will view you as his equal. Number 5, be confident. Confidence is one of the best traits a woman can have. It lets people in a room know you're that girl, and no one can dime your shine. Men love confident women, but don't confuse it with pride. You can have confidence and humility at the same time. For instance, if a man compliments you by telling you how beautiful you are, take it. You can simply reply with a thank you instead of denying his compliment. If you do so, it gives a sense of insecurity. So be confident, let this person know you know your worth, and believe you are that girl. Men see you how you view yourself. If you're confident about something, and he knows it, even if he didn't see it, your confidence is enough to turn him into a believer. I'm sure some of us have encountered beautiful people who put themselves down, that you constantly have to tell them they are beautiful, until you start to view them how they view themselves. And I'm sure we've seen some women that are confident be able to pull any guy they want just because of their confidence, and they usually aren't drop dead gorgeous like everyone would assume. Some women in relationships hold men on a pedestal and forget they are the prize. So as long as you are confident and know your worth, he will forever be hooked by the value you've established, and he will not want to lose you. And last but not least, number 6, learn to give him space. Men tend to do something that they call push and pull. It's a manipulative tactic done by some men to get women hooked. The push stands for the beginning of the relationship, where they give it their all and then start to pull and do the bare minimum. For instance, at the beginning of the relationship, the man gives 100%. And out of the blue, you notice his efforts go down to 70%. And most women in this case will do the most. They will continuously call, triple text, plan the dates, and start to call out the man's actions, and they will become the pursuer instead of being pursued. And what he will do is just get his behavior to 75%. But because you were trying to get his effort and actions back to 100%, you will barely notice the difference until it's too late. And then he will drop it to 50%. And you will chase him, and all he will do is the same thing, give back 55% effort. And the next you know, he's giving 30% effort and actions. And you will take it because you are striving to get even the bare minimum from him, forgetting he was giving you 100%. And now you're just taking what you can get. This in most cases causes an obsession with trying to chase the first impression of the man, leading to showing desperation and doing the most for the bare minimum. Now in this situation, all you should do is outsmart the player. Men strive to get women hooked, and once they see you are, they keep reducing their effort and getting comfortable, because they know they already have you wrapped around their fingertips. Now in this situation, the best thing to do is to give him his space when he thinks you're going to chase him. He will be shocked, because he is used to a different reaction. He will come crawling trying to get you hooked, not knowing he's the one getting hooked. Make sure he knows you are not willing to chase him. And if he asks for space, give it to him and move on with your life. In fact, show him that you are living your best life, with or without him, and he will become obsessed with you. It's reverse psychology. In other cases, some men hate feeling trapped and sometimes tend to pull away from a relationship in order to gain some type of freedom. If you show them, you can give them their space and don't nag them. When they get distant or cold, they will eventually come back as they will get to know they are not trapped or caged in the relationship. We've come to the end of this video. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more.